So let's think about it today. Oh, before I forget, I have a goddaughter. Her name is Tiffany Witt, and today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Tiffany. I have a couple of pieces I want to play for you, so give me a second. I'll pull them up. The first one is called One Bad Thought. One Bad Thought. That seems to be my I hate to say it, but that's my theme for today. My brain is just on a rant, and it keeps going in and out. But right now, I'm just going to play this one piece. It's called One Bad Thought. One bad thought. 2 days ago, I was uniquely pissed. One thought after another came into my head that seemed to make me angrier by the minute. As the day progressed, there was no one thing that I could put my finger on that would help me pinpoint this wretched disposition. It just was. And no amount of positive thinking seemed to help. A good thought was surreptitiously replaced by a bad one. My mind seemed to want to follow the torrent of reviling going on in my head. I had to physically, outwardly, inwardly, lovingly, with fierce determination, tell myself, cut this crap out. You just can't let some random thought take root unsuspiciously and grow under the guise of a passing thought, memory, forgotten conversation. Nip it, squash it, stomp it out. It has no place in who you are today. Don't let it fester. Don't give it breath. Whether it's right or wrong, whether you were judged, justified, or seek to be vilified. It is a was, a should have been, a should have said, a never was. It has no weight unless you pick it up. It has no credence unless you give it. It has no power unless you give it power. Go away, bad thought. I'm better than that now. I may have been that other person before, but I've grown. I've matured. I've learned from my mistakes and the mistakes of others. I won't allow you to hold me back another second. I've replaced you with thoughts more near and dear to my heart. So it shrank away and scuttled back into the darkness from whence it came. But I have to be on the lookout for it, set up my guards and sentries. Because first chance it gets, it's coming back. Now, why is it whenever you and I talk, it always comes back to why I don't drive? Why I don't have a car? When am I going to get my license? It's gotten so whenever I know I'm going to see you, I have to brace myself, tell myself, just change the subject. There was a time when I thought, I better get my license. I need a car. I saw my friends and families getting their licenses and buying cars. I saw them with their new license plates and stickers. I watched them grab their keys and head out the door, start their engines, and drive off into the distance, free, independent. They didn't have to answer to anyone. And time progressed as time does, and I watched them buy their second car and more license plates and stickers. And paying for parking, and car washes, and gas, and insurance, and tolls, and cigarettes, and beer, and music, and speakers, and rims, and engines, and brake pads, and carburetors, and on and on and on. I saw the frustration in your faces when anyone cut you off on the expressway, when the green light turned red before you made it through the intersection, the ticket you got in the mail because the traffic camera said you made an illegal turn, how absolutely irate you became when you had to pay that speeding ticket. I saw you when you found out a dear friend was hit by a car because the driver was drunk, and how you took the keys from a friend because you just weren't going to be responsible for someone else's death. Every time you and I get together, you always want to know, when am I going to be a licensed driver? And I think, as long as I have 2 working feet, a bus pass, and friends who don't mind sharing a ride for some gas money, girl, never, if I can help it. Yeah, see, that is a true story poem for me. I do not drive. I am not a licensed driver. And it's all true. When I was younger, I was like, oh, I want to drive, oh, I want to drive. Now, mind you, this little girl came from a home where ain't nobody have a car. But I had friends who had cars. And I always saw them driving around in their cars, playing their music, sitting back, having a great time. I was in some of them, but I was never driving them. And it wasn't until I was, oh my goodness, I think I was in my late 20s. Yeah, late 20s. Before I actually got behind the wheel of a car and actually drove for real. And then time did what it does. I passed that driver's test, the written test. I must have passed that test like 4 or 5 times. And I never got my driver's license. Yeah. If you can imagine that. I passed my driver's test 5 times before and never got my license. That's probably the weirdest thing I'll probably ever say. So that was a real true ism for me to have that conversation. And my girlfriends, girl, Hannah, how come you ain't got no driver's license? I'm like, I just don't have one. Girl, why don't you drive? I don't have one. But in hindsight, I don't think I would want one. If I had to go back and somebody gave me a driver, said, here, you can have a driver's license. You don't have to take a test or nothing. Here's a car, everything free of charge. I won't do it. I don't like traffic. The traffic in Chicago especially. It's horrifying. I wouldn't want to. No, I'm a passenger. I'm scared. Sometimes I get in people's cars and I just want to ask somebody, please pull over, let me get out. I'll walk. Yes, I will walk everywhere before I go a whole lot of places with some people. Anyway, this next piece is called Chill. It's from Poetry Song, a book I'm writing. And this is how it goes. How am I supposed to relax at any time in my day when I got so much pressure on me to succeed? From the moment I was born, I have been pressured to succeed. Oh, won't it be great when she can see us both clearly and recognize us when we walk into the room? We'll be so proud. But not only that, I had to learn how to sit up and hold my bottle and smile on command, smile for the camera, the thousands of baby photos. No pressure. Just learn not to cry when I got handed off to a bunch of strangers because they were family. The pressure of giggling and being cute on demand. The pressure of learning how to say dada and mama, squeeze my finger, clap my hands, and later roll over on my stomach because you didn't want me on my stomach, but soon as I learned, you were gaga over it. No pressure. But then it was learning more words and music and art and hand signals and reading and math and manners and apologies and when to say yes, sir, and no, sir, and don't touch that and pick that up and when you go to sleep and wake up and start all over again. You were oh so proud of me then. And for a while there, it seemed like I was a wonder child. I could do no wrong. Then everything else was predicated on what I could do right. And the pressure just built up from there. I had responsibilities at home, at school, socially, privately, subconsciously wondering if I was accomplishing all these daily goals to please them or myself, or even if pleasure was a precursor to success. Did I do it for the adoration from those who invest time, money, love, faith, personal preference in me, rather than someone else just to see me succeed? Pressure. It became this checklist of things to do. And I don't know if you kept the list or I did whenever I didn't get or meet a goal that I really, literally didn't even know I was working towards or learning to or keeping up with. You caught me off guard. We were so ashamed of you. You let us down. How could you not think before you did that? What have we taught you? Punishment. Banishment, contemplation time, memories of my last successes and how proud they were of me going back and forth in my head. I didn't think that those things were all that great or deserved that much attention. But you were overjoyed at my success, almost in unbelief that I even did it. I mean, what was I supposed to think? Or was I supposed to think how fabulous I was? Because I didn't. Was I supposed to reach around with both hands and pat myself on the back? Because I thought it was something I was supposed to do? But this time, I cross some invisible line in the sand that has ostracized me to the farther reaches of the gaze of your peripheral vision, and I can no longer even be in your presence. No pressure to succeed now. No pressure to jump or smile on command. No pressure to even eat with a spoon. I may have let you down with a little more often than I planned to, but it seems like that's the only way I can get to chill. From the mind of a child. How about that? This is Joe Bright. I am on Poetry Song. And in this particular book that I'm writing now, Poetry Song, which is the name of this radio station, it is a battle for dominance in our head, in our minds, and in our souls. Yeah. So why don't we I'm going to take a break. Y'all take a listen to this, something else I wrote. It's called Who Gives a... Sometimes you'll feel like you're being used. You'll want to lash out at the world and curse at strangers just because they happen to be standing right in front of you when you turned. Sometimes it will wake you out of your bed and yell for help, and your senses won't be ready for it. But you'll rub your eyes, scratch your head, drag your hands across your face, utter inaudible sounds, but you'll respond. And at first, it will be because you know it's the right thing to do. But after a while, it will feel like a part of your day. And when you don't do it, everything will stop, take a back seat, hang on the hinges until you do it. It will consume you and your day. You won't like it so much one day because it will take all of your patience to do it. And there will be no rewards, no accolades, no parties or pats on the back. People who don't know you now won't know you 2 years from now. You won't get promoted on the job or a pay raise. You won't get preferential seating at the theaters, restaurants, clubs, or events. Your name will not be revered in the newspapers, magazines, web, not anywhere. Your checker at the grocery store or the person that does your hair, nails, or dry cleaning, if you got it that way, they won't treat you any better or worse because you did it today, yesterday, or will be doing it again tonight. There's going to come a time when you're going to wonder if it's worth all your effort, and you're going to want to stop. And when you stop, the guilt will begin to eat at you, and then the shame. And the crazy part for you will be is that it's all coming from you because you said you didn't want anybody to know. But was that really a smart choice? So you'll rethink your last decision and realize that maybe if you stop asking questions that you know the answers to, stop worrying about whether or not it's worth it, stop listening to the complaints of others who aren't doing it and promise to do it but never do, maybe you can stop falling into the pitfalls of people who fail to understand why you do what you do. Charity, it's not for everyone. Caught you off guard with that one, didn't I? I even caught myself off guard with it, but it's important. Charity is very important. We are in Black History Month. How about that? Black History Month. I actually read a post this morning on Facebook. Somebody said, happy Black History Month. I don't know how that's going to happen. I haven't seen anything to be happy about in Black history. Maybe it's the civil rights movement when they won some of the battles that were fought for with the lives of quite a few of our brothers and sisters of all nations when it came to getting our civil rights in this country. But happy Black History Month. We were emancipated on January 1st, 1865. January 1st, 1865. Remember that date. It's not 4th of July. It's January 1st, 1865. That is our Emancipation Proclamation. So when Black History Month comes to mind, think about that. That should have started the beginning of a new era for us.